What is up, Miami Dolphin fans? This is your host Trevor, and I'm back with another episode of the Miami Dolphins Deep Dive to go over the 30-0 win of your good guys, the Miami Football Dolphins, who are now 10-4 over the lowly, despicable, disgusting New York Jets. Listen, hey, I've always said it on this show. I've always said it. Every now and then, you need a slump buster. Um, After we did not have a show last week because the Dolphins played on Monday Night Football, and it's just too late. I cannot do a show after a Monday Night Football game because I have to be to work at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I I do have a couple of thoughts on the Monday night game from last week. I thought the Dolphins had a chance to absolutely make a statement, and they blew it. Um, just terrible all around. The offense looked very anemic. They allowed Tennessee to stay in the game far too long. And then when you have a team that's literally playing for nothing, all they're doing is playing spoiler, then that's exactly what they're going to do. They are going to play spoiler. The biggest takeaway from that game, though, that nobody's talking about was Miami's defense got Tennessee off the field, and that's when Bradley Chubb missed a sack, came back frustrated, slams his helmet, 15-yard penalty. They go in for the score. That completely changed all the momentum of the game, and it just was crazy from there. Miami somehow finds a way to go up by 14 in the fourth quarter and then do something that I just didn't think was possible, blow a 14-point lead with 3.5 minutes left on the clock. But nevertheless, they did find a way to do what I thought we finally stopped doing. Like, these Dolphins have been really, really good this year, but they reverted back to the old Dolphins and found a way to snatch defeat from the hands of victory. That's something I used to say all the time because that's what the Dolphins used to do. That's what they were good for. Like, literally, they'd have a game won and they'd find some type of way to lose it. And that's what happened on Monday Night Football. But I won't belabor that point because last week's game is over. Now we're here at a new game. So real quick, before I go over this game, let me just get my quick thoughts about Hard Knocks because I do a Hard Knocks review also. This week's episode of Hard Knocks, really, it was the preview leading into the Tennessee game. So it's kind of like you already know the outcome to the Tennessee game. You're just waiting just for them to continuously to push the knife in. And it's just like with the Jet game, when Jalen Phillips got hurt. We knew what was going to happen, and it was just a matter of seeing it. But one thing I did take away from this episode of Hard Knocks is at the beginning, they showed Raheem Mostert with his family on the beach. They showed Mike McDaniel trying to get some time in with his wife and daughter. And it's no different than I always say, man. When you're trying to do something great, you're trying to be great in life. You still have to try to find time, that balance to get your family in. Hey, I worked 50 plus hours a week, so I know what it's like to not be able, when I leave in the morning, I don't see my wife, I don't see my daughter, and then I get home late. And a lot of times I got to jump on and do a show. So it's a sacrifice that I'm making to try to do something that I love, which is entertain you guys. So, it is what it is. I'm not asking for any sympathy, and I'm pretty sure they aren't because they're getting paid millions. I ain't making no money, but it was just a good dynamic just to see that they go through that. And then, so after the game, it was just crazy how somber everybody was. And Mike McDaniel was saying, like, hey, you guys got to overcome this. And boy, did they ever overcome it today by absolutely destroying the Jets. Now, I think last week the Jets put up 30 points on, I think it was Houston. It was like 30-9 on Houston. They played a phenomenal game. Zach Wilson had a 300-yard game, and it was, the Jets are back. Aaron Rodgers may be ready to play after Christmas. And that's all I kept hearing all week. Oh, man, this is a trap game for the Dolphins. The Dolphins are going to be the old Dolphins where they lose. The Dolphins haven't lost back-to-back games this season, which is insane. Because last year when they were 8-3, they lost 5 straight. So it's like it's McDaniel has this team on the right direction. I mean, we're being decimated by injuries. X didn't play today. Javon Holland didn't play today. Robert Hunt didn't play today. Connor Williams is out for the season. Tyreek Hill was inactive, and that was the big thing. Like, how is this offense gonna react without Tyreek Hill? How are they gonna function without the motion? How are they gonna function without the speed down the field? Hi, number 17 said, "Hey, I've been here this whole time. Just throw me the ball, coach." Oh man, Jalen Waddle. Oh my goodness, Jalen Waddle had a big boy football game today, man. Jalen Waddle came in this thing and he reminded us that there was a time he was our number one receiver before we got the new Lamborghini, before we got Tyreek Hill. We got the brand new Lamborghini, so we push our Mercedes to the side. You know how people do it. Jalen Waddle reminded us that he still is the man. Now I was scared. Shout out to Bones. I am going to drop the link soon, so you can come on if you want. Go let the fellas know, because I know, and make sure your brother comes over here too, because he got some explaining to do. Jalen Waddle played a big boy game. Jalen Waddle is almost at 3,000. I mean, sorry, 1,000 yards receiving this year with not nearly as many of the targets, which is insane. This will be his third 1,000-yard reception season. And I'll look later on and see exactly where he is. But the Dolphins played very efficient today. Tua, again, because they always tell me that my quarterback can't throw the ball down the field. 60-yard strike to Jalen Waddle in stride, no hesitation, right on the money. Boom, wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Nothing to see here. Blows by the Jets defense. Hey, just another day in the office, for Tua. And if you look at his stat line today, and I'm going to pull it up. His stat line today wasn't crazy, but it was efficient. He didn't do that thing that he does. And you guys know, you listen to me, this is episode 10 of the Dolphins Deep Dive. So if you listen to the previous 9 of these, you know what I'm about to say. Tua always does that one thing. He always has that one throw that you're like, oh my God, why did you do that? But he did not do that today, and it was good. I mean, he had a really good, efficient football game. Let me see. All right, so let's go over these stats real quick. So for the Jets, Trevor Siemian was 14 for 26 for 110 yards. Man, I think it wasn't until like the third quarter where the Jets actually got positive yards in the game. This defense was stifling. There was a point where they were at like -3 yards for the game, while Miami was like, 100 plus. It was brutal to watch that Jets team that they were fielding out there. But again, this is the same Jets team that put up 30 last week. So I'm not going to cry for you. I'm not going to cry for anybody, because injuries take place for everybody. We were without our best offensive player today. But McDaniel schemed up enough. They threw a lot of screens at the beginning just to kind of make the defense cheat up a little bit. So you can open up that run. You can get that ball over the middle. They did their thing. McDaniel, that's why they call him the mad scientist. Tua, 21-24, just very efficient. 3 incompletions, 21-24, 224 yards, 1 touchdown. And again, that 60-yard strike to Jalen Waddle. In the run game, Breece Hall has 6 carries for 12 yards. Think about that. Breece Hall, 6 carries for 12 yards, and that was their leading rusher. Again, but this is a team that said that they were going to run the ball, control the clock, blah, 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 blah. I bet my man, oh my God, I forget his name, from Florida State, wishes that he would have signed with Miami. But no, you're good over there, bro. Raheem Mostert, 15 carries, 42 yards, 2 touchdowns. With Raheem Mostert's 2 touchdowns, it puts him in as Miami's single season leader for touchdowns with 20 or 21. And he almost had that third one had it not been called back for holding. But Raheem Mostert, they did a during in Hard Knocks, they had him on the sideline, and he was saying how this is the best season I've ever had in my entire career. So if you don't think this means a lot to him, what's going on here? He will be 1,000-yard running back. He's already got 20 touchdowns. I mean, this guy, but he doesn't get the credit on this team. And, you know, because you got Tyreek, you got Tua. So it's like yeah, you know, so he's down on the pecking order, but this guy has consistently, if you need him to eat up some clock at the end of the game, this guy consistently does that. And it's just like, bro, you got now. I will say when he runs, he's not like Jeff Wilson and A-Chain. They run straight at you. Moser runs wide and tries to let things set up and then tries to hit the hole. He won't ever just take you head on, but you know, nevertheless, shout out to MD. MD don't run nowhere. I'm just going over the stats, and you know what? Let me put this link in the chat right now. Don't go nowhere because you got some explaining to do. Your team, every time I say I'm not going to bet with your team, I always do like an idiot, and they always let me down. But yeah, Moster's having a fantastic season. Xavier Gibson, I don't even know who that is. 2 receptions, 29 yards. That's their leading receiver. Jalen Waddle, a big man's game, 8 receptions, 142 yards, and a touchdown. Let's look at these team stats. Miami Dolphins had 290 total yards. The Jets had 102, and a lot of that was in garbage time. The Jets had 79 yards passing, 23 yards rushing. 23 yards rushing by the team that was built to run the ball and play defense. 1.9 yards per carry. Whereas the Dolphins had 290 total yards, 213 passing yards, 77 rushing yards, 5.1 yards per play. I mean, it wasn't even close. Like there was 2 teams, and the Dolphins left, again, I always say the Dolphins left a lot of points on the board. 3 back-to-back holding calls. I don't know when this offensive offsides thing became a thing. I probably never paid attention to it, but we've been called back-to-back weeks on this, and it's absolute foolishness. 6 sacks by the Dolphins, 2 fumbles, 2 interceptions, just a man's game, and they completely shut the Jets down. I mean, like, just completely just shut them down like nobody's business. And I'm not going to sit here and say the Jets are a good team, but again, they strap up just like everybody else. They're playing with injuries just like everybody else. And the truth of the matter is you got to play who's on your schedule. Everybody saw Tennessee, who was a 14-point dog, come into our house and beat us with a walk-off touchdown. So I don't want to hear it. And by the way, Tennessee just lost with like 3 seconds left on the clock in OT versus the Texans. So go figure, the Texans without CJ Stroud. So go figure that. I do see MD in the back. 1 second, MD. Let me finish going through this, and then I'll let you up so I could just let you just see if I could console you right now, because I don't know what else I don't know what else I could do, man. So the Dolphins are 10-4. The Dolphins are 10-4, should have been 11-3, but we just gonna let it be what it is. They blew it last week. They absolutely blew it. So they are what they're supposed to be. We got, shout out to Chris in the building. Wait a minute. Steelers most explosive offense. Wait, what? Steelers most explosive offense in the NFL. Scary team to play against. Chris, you got to be trolling me. You got to be trolling me if you say the Steelers, unless you're just trying to make fun of Zay, which that I'm all for. But yeah, the Steelers are like watching paint dry, which I tell that to Zay all the time. I literally paint my wall and rather just watch it dry than to watch the Steelers play football. But I feel like we need to bring out, hold on, because we need to set this up. Because MD is in the building, so we need to set this up, though. So hold on.
Oh, the tears of unfathomable sadness.
All right, MD, what you got?
Hey, I was just calling. Hey, I was just coming here and holler at you, man. I don't. What you want me to say? You know what I'm saying?
MD,
Ain't,
MD,
ain't
MD,
nothing I can say.
MD, MD.
I,
Come on,
I told you last week. I told you last week. Don't bet on the fight. You did it anyway. That's
MD,
your mess up, not mine.
MD. The Falcons lost to the lowly Carolina Panthers, and
I, I can't make heads or tails of it, man. I can't. I told you I ain't watched the game. I watched most of the first half, and that was it. I was done.
what happened though? Because I didn't see like the final score was 7-9. I mean 7-9. Come on, man.
Meaning that our offense was literally non-existent. I think Desmond Ritter had like close to 150 yards. He was 12 of 20,
Damn.
and we didn't have 100 rushing yards. Like what you want me to say?
Hey,
I'm through with him, man. I'm through. I'm good. My Sundays are free.
so so they're pretty much done in play. Well, they probably still could win their
No,
division.
no, they're not done. No, they're not done at all.
Yeah, they could win the division still. That's
Yes, they can.
that's the crazy part. So, all right, in reality, because if they win their division, they're just gonna get smashed in the playoffs. They'll probably end up playing like a 10-win team. What do you see? What do they need going into next season?
A head coach and a competent quarterback. That's what they need. They need
So,
both.
so you putting this squarely on the coach?
I'm not putting it square. I mean, I would say 75% Arthur Smith, 25% Desmond Ritter. Desmond Ritter is no good. He's not good at all. His decision making is horrible. I don't care nothing about experience. That's not gonna cut it with me no more.
So okay, with them winning so much though, are they killing themselves in the draft? Because they're literally playing themselves out of top 10 positioning to try to
Well,
get
like I said, there's gonna be quarterbacks that's they're gonna weigh their options next year. Like if we talked about Justin Herbert last week, I believe we should try to court him. Hell, I'm gonna keep it real with you. At this point, I wouldn't mind seeing if we can get a trade done in which they talking about it, getting Justin Fields in here. I would rather see Justin Fields as an Atlanta Falcon than Desmond Ritter. Point blank. Period.
what's your take on him? What's your take on Justin Fields? Because I can't make heads or tails
It
with him.
in the right offense, in the right scheme, I think he could be a special player. Like that, and I believe that scheme is our scheme because we run deep.
So
You know what I mean?
I did see this what Chris is saying. He's saying tickets were $4 for the Panthers game. I heard them talking about that on commentary. That's crazy. That tickets were
Man,
$4.
it was nobody at the game, and it was pouring down raining.
Man.
You know why? Because the Panthers suck. Nobody want to see the Panthers, man. They're an awful
and,
team. Hey, look,
and they
look.
was playing the Falcons. That make it even worse.
Hey, look. This is the reigning defending king of the NFC South, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You know what I'm saying? We went into Lambeau today. Baker Mayfield had 4 touchdowns, had over 300 yards, no interceptions. You know what I'm saying? Our offense looked good. We ready to make a run for the play. Basically, we are already in the playoffs now because we can't afford to lose again. So
Y'all will win the NFC South. There's no doubt in my mind. Baker Mayfield got a chip on his shoulder.
Thank you.
And he's trying to. I mean, I would put him like in actuality. I would probably put him runner up, comeback player of the year. That's me.
Yeah, because remember last year he started out with Carolina, and then he got cut, and then he went to the Rams, and then ended up.
I put him. Yeah, no doubt. I put him runner up comeback player because I believe. Well, damn, he might win it.
Yeah, but and
he very well might win.
So you got Baker as comeback player of the year.
He might.
No, I got Tua. Because Tua.
I was thinking that
the MVP. I got Tua.
Yeah, I was thinking that, but I don't know if he would fit the criteria. Like technically, you know what I'm saying?
You know how he's gonna fit the criteria. because he got 3 games left. So he's played 14 games, which has never happened in his career. This is the first time. Remember, everybody was saying that he should quit, he should retire after the second concussion. They were seriously saying that the Dolphins should be charged for, the M word if anything was to happen to him. And now he's literally coming back, number 2 quarterback in the NFL. He probably won't win the MVP because it's looking like they're going to get at the Brock Purdy. He is the comeback player of the year. Like, this man was out of the league, basically.
How many games did he miss last year?
He missed about 5 or 6.
Yeah, I don't think that qualifies. Comeback player is it's a lot of stuff that factors into that. Playing time,
it's about a player who you completely written off, basically, because Baker Mayfield was a free agent. You know what I'm saying? We always
remember last year
would get the job done if he had the right pieces and weapons around him.
Right. Last year, Geno won it. Remember?
Yeah, that was well deserved.
So I don't think he'll fit the criteria. Baker Mayfield will, because he's been bouncing around.
So Chris,
today was the best game that my team played all year long.
Chris is saying, MD, the Falcons going to get Cousins most likely, or Fields. Well, okay, y'all.
I wouldn't mind Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
Kirk Cousins does not. He does not care. He will throw the ball. He don't care what the coverage is. That's what we need. When you got people like Kyle Pitts, when you got a Drake London, people that are superstar receivers, and you're not throwing them the ball, like, what are we doing?
Hey, look, as a Buccaneer fan, I would not want y'all to get Kirk Cousins. I would prefer for y'all to stick with Desmond Ridder. If y'all get Kirk Cousins,
because Kirk Cousins will throw it with no mercy. Bro, he don't care if he gets 5 interceptions or 5 touchdowns. That's what I want.
That's gonna be dangerous.
Cousins
for y'all.
He's good for like 10 to 12 wins a year. So, he ain't gonna get you no playoff wins, but he'll get you 10 to 12 regular season victories.
Well, that's yet to be seen.
Wait, but let's not forget Kirk Cousins went into New Orleans and beat them when they were supposedly the boogeyman. When everybody wanted to go to New Orleans.
That was terrible. That was terrible reffing. That call was. I mean, they're still talking about that call now as being wrong. So let's look at this playoff picture real. Where your brother at? He got all that mouth. Where he at? Because I show up no matter what, win, lose, or draw. The only time you don't see me is if it's a night game, because I can't stay up that late. But fellas,
I'm gonna head out, man. I gotta run to this restaurant and get this takeout, bro. I'm gonna head out.
All right, MD.
All right.
Ain't no sense of me being up here. I ain't got nothing to say.
Hey,
what's up?
MD, did you get my man? I need your picks, man.
Oh yeah. I got them today. I got you today.
And
I just been ripping and running.
Did you see you saw my message about Wednesday? I'm gonna not do Wednesday's show just because Venkat still, I talked to him and he not right. He's not doing good.
I got you.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna do Wednesday's show. We'll just save it for the end of the year.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I got you by the end of the day today.
All right,
peace.
All right. Yeah, I'm about to call Zay on the on the phone.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you ever since our podcast, I ain't heard from my brother since, man.
Yeah, Zay probably still reeling from the fights last night. So let's look at this playoff picture real quick. Let me go ahead and share this, because y'all know this show don't go long. We don't need to be up here long.
Get straight to the point and be in and out.
All right, so let's look at it while it's coming up. Okay.
Right now the Bills, I believe they're beating the Dallas Cowboys, and I feel like the Bills, they finna get on a little run towards the end of the year or whatever, because they got to win all their games too to get into the playoffs.
All right, so it's saying the Cowboys and San Fran already clinched spots. I don't know how that's well, yeah. They've already clinched spots.
Technically, because the NFC is weaker than the AFC.
So here, let's go to the tougher division. In the AFC, the Ravens right now currently stand at 1 at 10-3. Miami's at 2 at 10-4. We got the Cowboys, Ravens, and Buffalo last 3 games, which is a murderous row. We only got to win 2 of those, and we'll be good. We should get that number 1 spot. That's why we should have, man. We had to beat that Tennessee game, but whatever. The Chiefs currently sit at number 3 at 9-5. The Jags are at 4, the Browns are at 5, the Bengals are at 6, and the Colts are 7. So playoffs happen today. You'd have Miami versus the Colts. I like our chances against the Colts at home. You'd have the Chiefs against the Bengals, and then you have the 4-5 match, the Jags and the Browns. That would probably be bowl and shoe ugly. You have the 49ers in the number 1 spot. You have the Cowboys at the number 2 spot. The Lions are 3, man. The Lions, man, what a story, man, for these Lions this year, man. I'm happy to see it. The Buccaneers got the number 4 spot. I know Bones at 7-7. You're beating your chest. The Eagles,
hey, I'll take it, man.
See, this is a ridiculousness. This is why I feel like they need to reshuffle this damn thing. The Eagles at 10-3 are number 5. The Vikings at 7-7 are 6, and the Saints are in 7th place. So if it ended up right now, you'd have the Saints playing the Cowboys. You'd have the Lions versus the Vikings, and then the 4-5 match, you'd have the Bucks and the Eagles. You like your chance against the Eagles?
No, to be honest, no, I don't. But I'll still take it because honestly, right now, the Cowboys looking harder than the Eagles. So I'd rather play the Eagles right now than the Cowboys. And plus, the Cowboys are undefeated at home. The Eagles not, even though they'll have to come to us, but still, the Cowboys they've been on the tear lately.
So what I did want to say though, because we're about to wrap up. The Dolphins. So the Dolphins play the Cowboys on Christmas Eve. So we're gonna see how that is. That's the bragging right game. That's where I'm pretty sure Ben and Kilo will be over here pumping their chest. But I got Miami taking that game. Tyreek Hill should be back. But what I was going to say, this week on the Society, we will be having Man Talk Monday tomorrow at 5:45. Tate Fist Politics is to be determined because we don't know. Venkat right now is dealing with some stuff, so we don't know what's going on with that. I'm not going to have the Wrestling with Reality show this week just because, again, I'm giving Venkat time to work things out. Thursday, I do have an interview with Peter Cox at 6 p.m. So that's what we have going on the Society next week. And next week is Christmas. So, Christmas Eve and all that good stuff. I don't know. So the Dolphin game is Saturday. I may do a Christmas Eve edition of the Dolphins Deep Dive. Yeah,
what time do y'all play?
I think it's a 1 o'clock. That's a good question. I gotta look that up. But I am gonna do a Christmas Eve edition of the Dolphins Deep Dive because I'm pretty sure all those insufferable Cowboy fans, 425. So I mean it'll be a night game. I don't know. I might. So what I may do is a preview show. I don't know. I may do a preview show. If we win, I'll do. If we win, I'm definitely doing the Dolphins Deep Dive. Whatever. I'm off for the next 2 weeks, so I'll be good. So sleep is not an issue for me on that. But yeah, I'm gonna do it regardless because y'all know how I am. Win, lose, or draw, I want everybody to come up here and talk their mess. And I know Ben and Keela gonna be extra hyped up if they win. Whatever. So shout out to One Love, my Dolphin. My husband said the Dolphins doing good, 10-4. Yeah, we gonna One Love. I know you're a Cowboy fan, so y'all play us here next Saturday. So next Sunday. So we definitely gonna we gonna see. We are gonna see. So what I was gonna say though, I am going to start, probably going to do it next year. So if you guys see a channel pop up on Instagram that says Straight Talk with Trevor, that is me. It's a professional page though, because now they allow us to stream to Instagram also. So they've added as a new place for me to stream. So I am going to start streaming all the shows to Instagram like how I used to do Facebook. because Facebook is
Hey
full of
Trevor,
crap.
I was just gonna say I think I deal with Instagram a lot more. And I think you'll be better off. No, we're not better off, but I feel like you won't get blocked as much. You won't have as
Yeah.
much trouble on Instagram.
Well, we'll see because we are going to Instagram come 2024. I already set the channel up last night. There's some other things I got to do as far as getting it promoted and all that stuff, but we will be streaming also to Instagram going forward in 2024. But let's look at the scores from around the league, and then we're gonna be done. Again, this show don't have to take long. And if y'all haven't, please check out UFC 296. The post show that the MMA brothers did earlier this morning. That
my
was
brother. Yeah, 10 o'clock this morning or 10:30 this morning.
at 10:30 this morning. We was, they woke up. You could hear in the beginning of the show how lethargic they were, but they picked it up towards the end. But y'all be sure to check. Bones fell off. Y'all be sure to check that. Y'all be sure to check that show out. That will be going. That was recorded earlier this morning. Yeah, let me make sure that I'm still on. Okay, there he is. Yeah, it looks like he fell off. But let's go over the scores for the day so far. And while you're on here, Commissioner, I just need to know what my scores are so far. I haven't had a chance to check them out. So let's look at these scores. So the scores for week 15 in the NFL. So these are the Saturday games. No, this Thursday night game, you had the Raiders shellacking the Chargers 63-21, which caused Brandon Staley to get fired. Everybody knew that was going to happen. You had the Bengals over the Vikings 27-24. The Colts destroyed the Steelers. That's right, I said it. 30-30. The Lions destroyed the Broncos 42-17. So today you had the Saints over the Giants 24-6. Man, I thought the Giants was going to do something. You had the Browns over the Bears, so they came back 20-17. And probably the worst game of the day, this had to be the new paint dry game. You had the Panthers 9-7 winners over the lowly Falcons. You had Bones Tampa Bay Buccaneers 34-20 winners over the Packers. You had the good guy Miami Football Dolphins capitalizing off of that slump buster, destroying the lowly Jets 30-0. First shutout in 2 years. You had the Chiefs get kind of a scare because the Patriots hung in with them. So the Chiefs were winners over the Patriots 27-17 in the thriller that literally came down to the last 2 seconds with a 54-yard field goal. You had the Texans defeating the Titans 19-16, and at the end of that game, Will Levis did go down. So hopefully Will Levis is okay because he's going to be a baller.
Hey, they refused to show the replay. They were saying that they're not going to show the replay, so I think it was pretty bad.
But then when I went back out to see the field goal, he was up bouncing on the sideline.
Oh, he was? Okay,
yeah,
good.
He was
That's
up.
good. That's good. All right,
But
I like to hear that.
Tyreek Hill also was up bouncing on the sideline last week also. But so
could be just this adrenaline, you know?
Yeah, hell yeah, that adrenaline will do it to you. Right now, the 49ers are up 14-10 over the Cardinals. The Rams are up 10-0 over the Commanders. The Bills are up 7-0 over the Cowboys. And the Sunday night game tonight is the Ravens versus Jaguars. That's going to be, if you like brutality and defense, that's what that game is going to be. And then tomorrow night, you have the Eagles and the Seahawks. That should be a points fest. If you like offense, that should be a points fest. Let me see what MD. Wait a minute. The remaining Falcons games will be shown on Tubi. Oh man! All right, one love says she's Pete watches the Cowboys game. So, all right, Bones, you got any last words before I shut them down?
No, just 2 things. I'm finna go ahead and send that chart out as soon as we get off the stream, and let's go Bucks.
All right, you heard it. Let's go Bucks. The state of Florida, man. So the state of Florida may have 3 playoff teams: the Bucks, the Jaguars, and your Miami Football Dolphins. So, all right, well, there you go. Y'all know the Dolphins deep dive is not long. So, hey, if y'all haven't had a chance, y'all check out last night. Me and my daughter finally beat Shredder. Man, it took like 20 tries, but we finally were able to beat Shredder last night. on Shredder's Revenge. So we were all jumping up and down just because, it's fun. I'm still a big kid. Wait till y'all see my collection wall with my championship belts and stuff on there. I'm still a big kid. So it is what it is. But piece to Bones, piece to MD for coming up. See, that's what I'm saying. MD is a good sport. He know his team sucks, but he still comes up to say something. I had to deal with this for the past 20 years of the Dolphins just being the laughing stock of the NFL. So now that's why I am the way that I am, because I deserve to be this way. And talk crap and gloat, because the Dolphins, I thought that they were going to play it safe with Tyreek not being there, but they were like, hey, we just want to see what the Jets throwing at us. And they still were going over the top. Tua did get hit a couple times a day, but he just looks different. Last year when he was getting hit, you just like, oh man, he was folding up like a cheap suit. Now
he looks more comfortable in the pocket.
Yeah, now he's getting hit. He's like, all right, well, you hit me, let's go. I even watch him dap people up for hitting them. I'm telling you, we are 15 games in, and he has started all 15. This has never done this before, and it shows. We are 10-4. We win when the Samoan sniper is under center. It is what it is. Our O-line is decimated, but unlike all previous years with a decimated O-line, listen, Dolphins games in the previous years would look like what you saw the Jets put out there today. Their O-line is decimated. But the Dolphins signed 2 guys for the O-line off that was sitting on their couch today. Literally. So they had a Band-Aid O-line, and they still held up. They didn't run the ball as well as I'd like, and a lot of that was because of those holding penalties. They got to do something with this holding, man. You can call holding on every single down in the NFL. I don't like it. I don't like that offensive offsides. Just ridiculous. It slows the game down. These referees this year have been making this game about them too much, and I don't like it.
I seen something. They said that penalty has been called only 4 times total last year, and already before this current week 15, it was called 15 times already.
So that means somebody from the top called down
Yep.
and said, "Hey, look for this more." I mean, come on, man, is ridiculous. Which in itself should give you more. You should lend more credence to what the Dolphins are doing, because they do so much motion. The fact that they don't get called with this stuff more is crazy. Hey, big shout out Chase Claypool made an appearance today. I don't know why we're not using that big 6'3" body in the red zone. I don't know. Robbie Chosen made an appearance. So hey, next man up. Your best weapon is down. Somebody else has to step up. You don't have to run the motion offense. You can run a pro style offense and work the ball to your big receivers. It is what it is. That's why they make the big bucks. That's why they're football players. And that's why they got to do what they do, man. But I'm so happy for Raheem Mostert, because at the beginning of Hard Knocks, they showed him on the beach with his family. And, and he was just saying, like, he's having the season of his life. This is his best season. He is now the Miami Dolphins single season record holder for touchdowns in the season at 20. I think he has 20 or 21. He will be 1,000-yard back this season. Just the man is just having an awesome season. He came back at a discounted rate because he's not making a whole bunch of money, and he is a workhorse. He is playing hurt. He is playing hurt, which is why they got his snap count kind of low. But the guy, he just always seems to come up with that one big run. He just always does. I mean, unfortunately, 3 of them were called back today, but if it would have ended up in us losing, then I would have complained more. We got to clean that up. But I understand with these old linemen. Shout out to Austin Jackson getting the contract extension after everybody wrote him off and said he was a bust, me included. I did say he was a bum, but he just needed somebody to come in and boost his confidence. And Tua is going to break the bank this year. Tua is going to set the new record for quarterback pay. So we'll see. Hey, it's not my money. Hey, I just buy the merchandise. It's not my money. Win me a Super Bowl. That's all I care about. So for Bones, for MD, shout out to Ricardo, One love. I saw Chris in the chat earlier. Y'all make sure and get me y'all picks so I can get this thing put together. We are going to be doing an end of the year UFC show. So you guys need to get me your picks so I can get these presentations put together. These things take time. They are not easy to do. I need, because I got to put my magic on these things. So, any last words, Bones?
No, just let's go Bucks. That's it.
All right, let's go Bucks. Only in the NFC. So I did have to play them in the Madden 23 Super Bowl, and I think I beat them like 42-24.
That's all good because it was man. So that's all.
Yeah.
Good.
So when we have our get together next week, all y'all can line up on the joystick, and I'll do like Hulk Hogan when it comes crashing down and it hurts inside. I'll knock each and every one of y'all down one at a time.
Not happy.
So, all right, Bones.
All right, peace.
All right. Now there is one video I did want to show. Hey, this just made my heart. I'm gonna leave with this because this just made my heart just so joyful. Watching 80 plus year old owner of the Miami Dolphins just so happy. Look at that was like the whitest penguin waddle I've ever seen. But hey, they were enjoying it. Hey, it's fun to win, man. I've been a Dolphin fan since a kid, and I've always say this. The 72 Dolphins don't mean anything to me. I'm 43 years old. The last time the Dolphins won a Super Bowl was 50 years ago, which would make 7 years before I was born. So I have no allegiance to that. I have no ties to that. The last time they had a chance to go, the last time they were in the Super Bowl, I was 4 years old. That was 1984. The last time they were Super Bowl AFC title contention was 1992, where they lost to the Buffalo Bills in the AFC title game. So you see these ridiculously long numbers. They haven't won a playoff game in 21 years. So this, to me, my whole fandom has been mired in mediocrity. So when I see a football team like this, I think the Dolphins have beat teams by 20 plus points maybe 4 or 5 times this season. Bro, I think they have the 3rd highest point differential in the NFL next to San Fran and Detroit, probably. Bro, this isn't your father's Dolphins. These aren't your grandpa's Dolphins. These are a new Dolphin team. Mike McDaniel has his team running like a well-oiled machine. He just needs to get better with his clock management. And we'll get there. Why not? This year, the Super Bowl is up for grabs. Anybody could win the Super Bowl. There's no team in the NFL right now that I'm like, they can't be beaten. Anybody could win the Super Bowl this year. So why not the Miami Dolphins? And I'm going to leave you just with that. With all that being said, I leave you with these words. Always seek out the truth for yourself, because if not, you'll fall victim to other people's interpretations of them. Tune in to Man Talk Monday tomorrow night. It is our end of the year show, so it's going to be wild. Man Talk Monday tomorrow night at 5:45 Eastern, exclusively here on the Straight Talk Society. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, and the best is blessed, baby.
All right, gentlemen, we've been on the rules. Protect